folks, and welcome to the Video Game Chooch Podcast. The podcast for Choo fans across the nation and across the world. I am your host, John. With me this week is Ryan.
Hey, I'm here.
You thought that I would introduce Michael first. Well, guess what? This week he's second.
Yeah, he always plays second fiddle.
I feel like I'm gonna burp. I can't. It's like right there. It's waiting.
Michael, after all I told you before the podcast about not drinking soda, you betray me like this?
I literally took a swig right before we hit record.
you take this aluminum can. What you've done here is you've taken this aluminum can of sugared swill and fashioned it into an arrow and shot it directly into my heart, Michael.
See, that's where you're wrong. It's a bottle.
Well,
fuck. Betrayal.
You've done the same thing except with a very sharp piece of glass. I don't know.
It's plastic.
You know what? Maybe I'm a dolphin.
My bottles of soda aren't in wonderful glass like they are in Gold Street paved Texas.
You know what, Michael? Maybe hundreds of years from now, I'll be reincarnated into a dolphin, and that exact bottle that you're drinking right now will drift into my blowhole and kill me. So
Good.
Thanks, Michael.
Good.
You've killed my future
sandwich. I'm going to eat you in a tuna sandwich on rye with pickles.
This betrayal never ends. This is a never-ending cycle of violence and hate. And I need to end it right now, Michael.
And then what I eat you off of and with will be recycled into a plastic bottle that will hold my soda, which I will drink, and then I will accept your forgiveness.
I forgive you, Michael.
Oh, thanks.
I understand.
Okay.
If you have to burp, let it out.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna
just do it.
Okay.
Please. Okay.
Okay, we need to introduce the final player in this dangerous game.
Do we?
We got Scott here as well.
What's going on?
Hey, Scott.
Yeah, okay, we're done now. We introduced them.
Yeah, in the podcast, we're done.
All right.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm off. I'm going to leave.
Like, I wanted shorter podcasts, so...
Yeah, that's right.
This is the way of the future. You record you record an hour and a half podcast, and then you condense it down so it moves so fast it plays in like a minute and a half.
It's just layered 3 minutes. The entire hour and a half is layered into 3 minutes. It just sounds terrible. But you get like
consciously absorb it.
Yeah.
You think that you're listening to the intro, but actually all we did was we layered every single second of audio on top of each other, and it just came out this way somehow. I don't know how, but this is what it sounds like.
And if you play it backwards, it's a Led Zeppelin album. It's great. It's really good.
Up, yeah.
Yeah.
It's about Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
The Wizard of Oz at the same time.
Did Led Zeppelin ever have an album about Lord of the Rings?
A lot of their songs... There's one song that is straight up a Lord of the Rings, like not even reference. It is about Frodo. They say Frodo in it. But a lot of the other ones have references to the One Ring or Middle-earth, or will call out like characters that you would only know at the time by reading the books. So
sure, I don't know much about Led Zeppelin. I've never gotten the lead out, as you might say, but I know they have that one great banger that everyone knows. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. That's a Led Zeppelin joint.
That is totally Led Zeppelin.
Yep.
It's a classic, 100%. a classic tune, you know. Led Zeppelin.
Of their album Photograph, which came out in 2006.
Yep.
Yeah. They also had I Want to Be Your Dog and Bridge Over Troubled Water. Those were both Led Zeppelin too.
Actually, Bridge Over Troubled Water was performed by Led Zeppelin, but it was written by the Monkees.
Huh. Yeah. Personally, I like their song "Who Let the Dogs Out," but that's just me.
Yeah, I love that Monkees single. It's good.
It's great. It was a B-side. It was a B-side.
I know, right?
It was great. It was such a weird B-side.
Crazy.
Yeah. They went
really
places.
ahead of its time.
John, help us.
I don't think I can help you. The way the things are going right now is just it's a trash fire and it needs to be extinguished.
Extinguish it with your words, John. Help us.
Here we go.
Hit us.
Video games.
Hit us with that sweet, thick fire blanket of your sultry voice. Yeah.
What's his name?
All right. Hey there, everybody. It's me, John. How's it going?
Oh, I feel sick.
Listen,
I can feel myself quivering with every word.
My stomach's quivering with vomit.
John, please save this for 69 too.
Yeah, you're right. I apologize. Can't do it here. Not now.
No.
I need to control my energy.
We're close.
Oh yeah, we're close. So, gentlemen, let's talk about video games.
Sure.
All right.
Ryan, how about we start with you real quick?
Yeah, we can. If you like, but
I would. Why don't you tell us all about what's been going on?
Thanks, Matthew. Yeah, I started classes this week, college classes for my senior year of college, which is about as fucked up as it gets, if you ask me.
Nice.
So I've been real busy toiling in those education mines for the last few days. I've been brainstorming. Here we go. I feel like I have to stop for a minute because y'all have been such good friends to me over the year, the year and a bit that I've been writing for this website, and I really value your input. So I'd like to present
your first
you.
Mistake.
Well, listen, Michael, I'd like to present you with a bit of a conundrum I've been having as of late. I am attending a class. This is a screenwriting class, and it is a screenwriting class for science fiction and horror films. Now, as some of you more dedicated listeners may know, anyone who follows me on Tumblr or just has spoken to me for more than 5 minutes, you'll know that I am a big fan of both of these genres. So, I have this problem. This problem with this class, and I'd like to pitch it to y'all and see if you can give me some advice on how to handle it.
Yeah,
gladly.
Get a prescription.
Okay, well, first of all, I'd like to say that this isn't a very big class. It's about 15 people or so it's not like a huge lecture hall. It's a very focused, very focused class where we all get to know each other very well. So, as you can tell, having 1 3-hour session per week for like 15 weeks, I'm gonna get pretty intimate with the people in here. Now, one of these people who is probably the most important person in this class is my professor. His name is Beau Thorne. That's spelled Beau Thorne, Thorne. He graduated. He graduated from UT. He's a UT alumni, so he has some background. But here's where my problem comes in. Dear friends of Video Game Choo Choo and dear listeners, my screenwriting for science fiction and horror film professor, good old Beau Thorne, is the man who wrote the critically panned Max Payne film adaptation. So I come to you to ask you, how do I handle this situation? How do I handle 15 weeks of knowing I am sharing the same room with the man who infamously bungled the Max Payne film adaptation? What do I do, Video Game Choo Choo?
Ask him what Mark Wahlberg is like.
Okay.
And then when he says, "I never met the man," just like sigh heavily and slap him, and then walk away.
Good. What do you think that'll do to my GPA in that class?
I think you'll be arrested. So your GPA will be unharmed.
Well, listen.
Here's what'll happen. You'll be arrested, but your GPA will go up because he appreciates your gumption.
That's good advice. And see, I can always defend myself because the good old University of Texas now has a campus concealed carry policy where people are legally allowed to bring guns onto campus.
Great.
So, welcome to Texas, I guess.
So he may have a gun.
Well, he might have a gun, but he also made us sign a thing that said we wouldn't bring guns into his office. which is just about the most fucked up thing I've ever had to do in 4 years of college education. That this has now become such a legitimate fear at my university that professors and TAs are having us sign forms, like, officially stating that we will not bring a concealed handgun into their office when we're there visiting, which is fucking nuts in like every sense of the phrase. But,
ask him who is cooler, Beau Bridges or Ludacris.
Okay. What about Mila Kunis?
She's not very cool.
I guess not.
She's a mom. She's like a mom now. She had like a kid.
Yeah, I've never actually seen the Max Payne movie, but
it's okay.
Full disclosure, but it has a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes, and most of the criticism on Wikipedia seems to be lobbed at its story. So I guess he dropped the ball on that one. But anyway,
Sorry. Ryan, just call him a big bungle boy if the movie ever comes up, and then that's it. That's all you got to do.
Because we were talking, and he was talking about his assignments that he's done in the past, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Max Payne and all." And that was like my first big thing, and I was like, "Wait, Max Payne? Is he talking about like the video game? Surely he's not talking about like the video game."
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and I was like, okay, but that film did make like $86 million on a $35 million budget, so I guess he's laughing all the way to the bank on that one.
Yeah, I'm sure he got a big fucking percentage of that. I'm sure.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I'm sure the studio didn't redo the budget so that the tax shelter didn't work and they could report it as a loss just so they could fucking screw over their screenwriter. I'm sure that never happens.
Sure. Anyway, that's been my last week. So thank you for offering me sage advice on how to deal with having the writer of the Max Payne film as such a central focus in my life for the next semester.
Ask him why Constantine was better.
Sure.
Oh, jeez. Oh boy. Ask him if he wants to do Max Payne 2.
Ask him if I'll do the Duke Nukem adaptation. Anyway, I have been playing a couple games. Here and there. I've continued my tradition of kind of starting up a Bethesda game every time I start a new semester. Like last semester, I played through quite a bit of Fallout New Vegas, and this semester I launched up that good old boy, that stone cold classic of the RPG genre, The Elder Scrolls 4: Oblivion.
What?
That game has aged like bad milk, even from when I played it a couple years ago. It looks like hot trash. It looks a little better if you jack the graphics all the way up to like their highest possible setting. Like, then it's like, okay, this isn't that bad, but anything at medium graphics or below, it's like, oh, this looks like the bottom of somebody's shoe. So I started playing that. John, and I think Scott saw a little bit of me going for that.
Yeah.
I decided to play as Spell Sword because I normally play those games as stealth builds, so I wanted to do something with like the magic in that game. And so I made everybody's favorite meme, the Slayer gnome in Oblivion.
Oh boy.
He's got a very round face, disconcerted eyes, and a hairstyle that's just like a green point on top of his head, since I couldn't really get like the cone hat or anything like that. And I kind of went around, and I think I actually permanently broke this run of the game because I no-clipped through most of the tutorial stuff because I didn't want to do it. And then I realized after I got out that since I did that, I didn't advance the main quest at all. So I guess I can just do all the side stuff, or maybe I can like console command to advance the main quest, but technically the Emperor never died, and technically he's still stuck down in those catacombs with his guards that I made like 2 feet tall. So I was playing. John and Scott can attest to this because they heard me lose my shit over it. I was playing through it, and I got to like the second dungeon or so, which is the Sideways Cave. And as I was exiting the dungeon, I saw this small man standing on the way out, and I was like, "Who is this? Who is this tiny man?" And when I got close, it was one of the guards from the tutorial level, and he had followed me all the way out to this dungeon. And I was like, oh my god. And I talked to him, and all he went with, it just zoomed in on his face. Like, it zoomed, like, way down, because he's, like, 1.5 feet tall. And he's like, make it quick. And I started losing my shit. And I was like, God.
Me.
Yeah, he was. Me. Exactly. He like, followed me to get revenge, and I started freaking out. And so I was like, I was like, God, I have to show John this tiny boy. And so I went back a little ways so I could, like, lead up to it. And I was like, okay, John, you won't believe what I just saw. Like, you're gonna lose your shit. And I was like, okay. He followed me all the way from the beginning. Here he is. And I turned the corner, and he was gone. He had, like, disappeared from where I had left him not 5 seconds before. And I never found him. And the fucked up thing is that
he's there waiting.
And the fucked up thing is that in Oblivion and in Elder Scrolls games, NPCs won't just, like, despawn. Like, they go somewhere. And he couldn't have gone past me into the dungeon, or else I would have seen him, unless he was so short that he, like, went under the water. And he didn't exit the dungeon because I would have caught up with him unless he just ran at full speed. And when I went out, he wasn't there. So now I've got this broken run of Oblivion where I can't advance the main quest, and I'm being stalked by a man I use console commands to make 1.5 feet tall and rename Tiny Boy. So, like, I feel like I'm in kind of like a Predator situation where he can, like, strike at any time. But, anyway, that's been my run of Oblivion so far. Stay tuned for further updates, more mishaps and what have you. But
the hunt for Tiny Boy.
Yeah, the hunt for Tiny Boy will continue. Tiny Boy is still a threat, but
dude, I was at fucking work today. I was at work today, and this happens all the fucking time. I have, like, a thing at work where I'll think about it, and I almost drop plates.
Yeah.
And yeah, today was me thinking of Tiny Boy going, make it quick.
What was that other one that you started laughing so much about, like Poopy Jones or some bullshit like that? What was that?
Doo-doo Brown.
Doo-doo Brown. Oh man, this is a mature podcast for mature people. But yeah. Anyway, like, even though that game hasn't aged very well, I still have fun with it. I like replaying it in ways I haven't before, and I think replaying it by making everybody really tall or really tiny is definitely a way I haven't played it before. So that's been about it.
You left me, Ryan.
Yeah, Tiny Boy's gonna, like, climb up my shin and, like, stab me in the middle of the night. But anyway, that's pretty much been my week. So I'll pass the talking stick back off to you, John, and let you pass that off to someone else.
All right, thank you very much for
problem.
sharing.
Can we get Tiny Boy on the podcast? Can we have him be a guest?
I can just do an Oblivion NPC impression for like an hour and a half. Like,
I don't want an impression. I want the real thing. I want the real.
You want the real Tiny Boy. Okay.
I want to ask him what he thinks about arrows in the knee. I want to ask him why he's tiny, or if he's just small.
He's tiny because a fucked up gnome with the powers of God made him tiny.
What does it take to become a tiny man?
Console commands mostly. Set scale 0.5. Yeah. But anyway, that's me. So.
God. Alright, Michael. What's up with you?
I burped, but silently.
Oh, good. Ooh. That's some good stuff.
Yeah. Internal burps.
Sure.
Which just sounds like explosions inside of me. If now that I think about that, like something is bursting inside of me. That's probably not good. I don't know.
Yeah, isn't that the plot of that one Ridley Scott movie?
Thinner?
With Ridley Scott. Yeah,
the famous Ridley Scott movie, Thinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael. What have you been up to this past week?
I did do something that was not just. It is video game related. I found all my old Game Boy stuff.
Oh, nice! Ooh.
Yeah, I was looking for my 3DS because I've been playing a bunch of Pokemon stuff, and I'm literally holding my 3DS. You can hear it. That's it rattling.
I can hear
as I violently shake it. That's probably not good.
No.
Yeah, so I was looking for my 3DS, and everything I have right now is kind of, not everything, but most everything I have is like put into bags and boxes for moving purposes, and so I was like looking for it, and I still am missing like whatever holds all of my 3DS games. So I found the 3DS and the charger, and then next to it were my Game Boy holder, both Game Boys. I have 2 Game Boy Colors.
What
it was
colors?
What colors?
What colors are the Game Boy Colors?
I know for sure that my main one was the clear purple plastic.
Nice.
So it's the see-through one, which actually like is amazing. Like I remember as a kid when I would hit buttons, especially with Pokemon, because you sometimes have to hold the D-pad certain ways. You could see it pressing on the inside.
Yeah.
Like that is just. That thing's amazing.
Really cool.
Extremely good shit. I had the same one.
It's great.
I wish that they still made translucent stuff like that, but I feel like it's very.
Great.
I feel like it's very much a product of the '90s, though.
Yeah.
So
I think there's some like aftermarket,
cases,
third-party stuff is still sold like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's pretty wild.
I was just going to say I had the clear orange in !64. So.
Yes, that
That's
one's.
pretty good.
I have seen that. I have seen a lot of my friends or other people have that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I just have the black one because I'm boring.
Oh God, John.
The other one I have, I think, is I'd have to look at it. That was literally I bought that secondhand, and I only used it for trading Pokemon.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. Because I had a cooler Game Boy, so bought this thing $40, $60. Game Boy, here it is. That one I think is purple as well, but it's a darker purple. And it's not translucent. It is a shame, and it happens a lot with. I don't know if it's just the translucent one or what. The battery case on the back. Well, the battery in there had burst a little, so I had to clean it. But it has cracked. So when you open it, the top right hinge is cracked, and it just stays, and the rest comes off. So that's a bit of a shame.
Yeah. I am. My Game Boy Color was not the Pikachu Game Boy Color, but the like electric yellow Game Boy Color. So
that's a good one. The Pikachu one's is real good, but yellow was good. Nintendo used to make things in great colors.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What happened to that? So I found like a bunch of old Game Boy games, like all of the Pokemon games, blue, red, yellow, silver, gold, crystal. Actually, the crystal I have is not for resale. It says it on the thing because my uncle got it from Circuit City where he worked.
Oh,
and it was the display one.
That's great.
So I don't think it's any different. It's just I remember when I got it, it had a save on it, and I have since then erased it. That save. And then I also discovered. Let me actually reach over and grab it. It doesn't have battery life anymore, so I have to. If I want to play it, I have to keep it constantly plugged in. But my Game Boy Advance SP,
nice,
cool.
Which is, for those who don't know, is the little laptop-looking Game Boy thing.
The best one.
Yeah. I never had a actual Game Boy Advance, but I had the silver SP, and I loved that thing.
Yeah,
like, I played that so much.
Yeah,
so.
I never had the Advanced. I always had the SP. I feel like that was the better purchase. It is beat up to hell. Like, this thing is fucking... like, my Game Boy wasn't looking great. This thing looks fucking tragic. This thing has been put into backpacks and taken places and shoved in boxes. And so I found most of my, I think all of my Game Boy Advance games and all of my Game Boy games, including games like Vegas Stakes. Which I played a lot of.
Yeah,
and I think I played so much that I was like a millionaire in that game.
Yeah, I remember. I actually played a lot of gambling games when I was younger. I remember on my grandpa's computer he had the Las Vegas casino game where you could go to all the different casinos and play games, and then I was actually raised learning how to play Texas Hold'em and stuff like that. But once we got the PlayStation 2. I remember we had the World Series of Poker game for the PS2, and I remember that thing had a great character creator, and not necessarily the character creator, but the stuff you could buy for your like avatar in the game was amazing. Like you could get all these different kinds of sunglasses and like baseball caps and all that. And I was like, oh, it was good. But
that is such a game of its time. Then
yes, absolutely.
Poker championships. Yeah, so it was cool to get to discover all that stuff, and I wish more things did this where, like, I love that the Game Boy Advance can play original Game Boy games. Like,
yes, yeah,
being able to play something that old on something that's old but not as old is neat. Mm-hmm. I wish more stuff did that. That's cool. Yeah, just like, well, I mean, the 3DS plays DS games, so I guess I can't necessarily complain, but I'll still complain. But that's about it. I haven't done anything else special. I've just been playing the video games, the video games.
So which ones have you participated in, my friend?
I can remember 2, which means I probably played like 5, but I can only remember 2.
Tell us the 2.
The Titanfall 2.
Yeah, the second one.
Yeah, how's that Buffalo Wings sponsorship?
Delicious. I think I ate wings like 2 days after posting that story, so...
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't from Buffalo Wild Wings, so I think I win? I don't know.
No. Maybe it's subliminal, I don't know.
Yeah. They did the... whatever the fuck they're calling that, the alpha technical test.
Yeah, that's an alpha.
They did, they did it last week. Well, no, not really. That's a fucking demo.
I know.
They did it last weekend, and they're doing it this weekend. And by the time this podcast is out, you may have some chance to play it. Because I think last weekend it ended on a Sunday, which is strange. Usually those things end on a Monday, just so people can play all night. I enjoyed it. Like I've seen a lot of mixed things about it online. People complaining about the modes that were included and some of the AI and some of the maps, and I agree. Like the maps were great, and the 3 modes that were in there weren't fantastic, but it's still Titanfall. I still fucking summoned a mech and stomped on people with it.
Nice.
But yeah, so it was just a technical beta. They claim they seemingly are taking everything that's happening and all of the reactions to heart, and are going to fix everything. They said that there was a lot of bugs that they found, a lot of which aren't seen, and they're going to fix them. So it actually does sound like this is less of a demo and more of a beta. But it's a shame that they call this an alpha at all, because if it was an alpha, it would all have like missing textures and stuff. But
those words mean nothing now. So
it's kind of disappointing that that's what they called it. The 3 modes were Pilot versus Pilot, which is apparently the most popular one from Titanfall 1, which boggles my mind because it gets rid of the mechs, it gets rid of the Titans. It is just Pilot versus Pilot. It's team deathmatch. Then there was, I don't remember what they called it, but it's essentially capture the point. There's 3 points. You have to capture them, and then the enemy can take them. The neat thing about those in Titanfall is some are accessible by Titans, like a Titan can go walk over them, and some aren't. So there are times where it behooves you to get out of the Titan, or there's times where like the Titan can only guard the entrance and only one entrance to this, spot. And so, that Titan has become more of a target because it's easier to hit from like windows and stuff.
Sure.
And then the final one was a new mode called Bounty Hunt or Bounty Hunter, where different tasks and objectives would come up. Like the first one would always be, here's two objective points. At these 2 objective points, we're going to spawn in minions, like creeps, which were in the first game, and you have to kill a certain amount. And when you've killed a certain amount at both spots, then a bank opens. And depending on how well you did, you go and deposit the earnings you made. You make money by doing damage or killing things. It's just points. And then whoever scores the most points after a certain number of rounds wins. I didn't think that was a great mode. It grew on me as time went by, but I ran into, for every match I had fun with, I ran into a match where the enemy could easily like overpower us just by if they didn't win a round, like if we made more money, they could then like block all the banks off. So here's one, this bank is completely blocked off by Titan. And, like, I can go in from behind, but as soon as they see the score going up, the Titan just turns around, looks in, and shoots me because I have to stand next to this bank, which is in front of this open door where the Titan is. So there was a round or two where it felt like, this isn't really smart. Like, I can't avoid this. I have to score.
Yeah.
But I had fun, and Titanfall is a fucking fun-ass game.
It's good.
You shoot people and run on walls, and there's mechs, there's robots. That's all I need.
That's all you need in a game.
Really? It is. It's fucking robots, and they shoot lasers out of them, and then you shoot grenade launchers at them, and it's great.
Cool. Cool.
And I'll play some more this weekend, probably. So I was playing on PS4. It looked good, felt good.
Nice.
I'll probably actually try it next weekend because I didn't get around to it.
You should. It's like 16 gig download, which I bet the game's going to be another 60. But if you can make it through that, it's a fun game. I found, like, normally with those betas, especially multiplayer ones, I will play like 5 to 6 rounds. This one I played like 3 or 4 in a row, multiple times throughout the weekend. So cool. I played it more than I normally would.
Sounds like you definitely enjoyed it then.
Yeah, and I'd played Titanfall 1, and I know at one point they made all the DLC free, and that's about when I played. So I enjoyed that, and I'm happy they've learned some lessons. They're making that a better game, even though it was already amazing. So
sure, cool.
And then I also played, and I can talk about it. I can't tell you in any review capacity what I think about it.
Okay.
Because the review embargo is Monday at like 9 a.m. So I will describe the final station to you.
Okay.
But I cannot qualify it in any way.
Sure.
John has played this game. We played it. We got to play it a little bit at E3.
It's a little bit.
Yeah, a very small chunk. This comes from Tiny Build. They're publishing this game. I forget the name of the developer. It's a small developer. It's a 2D, kind of like controls like Terraria, like WASD moves you, E is your use button, and then the mouse aims your cursor. So if you want to shoot, you have to like aim in the angle that you want to shoot at.
Sure.
And that actually comes into play with like headshots and stuff. So it actually behooves you to aim carefully sometimes if you can.
What's the game called?
The Final Station.
The Final Station, okay.
Mm-hmm. Comes out, I think it comes out next week, so it comes out this coming week. You are a train conductor, and you just come off a vacation, and you start conducting a new route. And after you make your first, and you are going from station to station, and I presume you go to the final one. I assume that's what happens. And so you go from station to station, and at each station, they're really good. They always open up for other bands, but I still get to see them. Final Station.
So Station to Station's a Bowie album.
Oh, okay.
You uncultured swine.
I didn't hear your full statement. You piece of fucking shit.
That was a bit of a deep cut, anyway. I forgive you. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Please keep talking about this game.
Anyways, Ryan.
Sorry, Michael.
So to leave to the next station, you need to put in a number on a keypad, and all these numbers were just changed. There's a lot of setting to the game. There's a lot of like conversations and background art and stuff. And art on the walls that kind of reveal to you what kind of world you are living in, where like the government like kind of dictates things. A lot of that's revealed in the first. I've only played like an hour and a half of it, so a lot of that's revealed in the beginnings. And like the first 3 stations, there's no shooting, there's no nothing. You were just kind of going through, and it's tutorializing you a bit. And you explore the stations, and you explore like the city that's next to them a bit. You take things, food, medicine, rations, and money, all kinds of stuff. You find the note, you go back, you punch it in, and then you ride the train to the next place. When you're riding the train, you have to maintain it. So there are levers. There's like a lever in the back that will, like, I guess, overheat, and you have to go and pull it down to vent everything, and once it's done venting, it'll be good. I have yet to run into a situation where more than one is going at a time, but it feels like at some point they will all just be going.
Sure.
And there's like, essentially, you'll read it on laptops, but you have your own kind of computer on the train that will connect you to other stations and other conductors, and they're like asking, and so you read a lot of like unfinished conversations of, hey, did you hear about this? No, what's going on there? Oh, this. Oh, what's happening there? John? And it's just a lot of those conversations, because as you slowly go through everything, you see people getting sick, and then suddenly there are these like shadow human figures that are just have eyeballs and they're shadow. Some of them are hunched over and move very quickly. The normal ones move really slowly. I actually recently found one who was on fire. I found another one who was wearing like a SWAT suit, so you had to punch him in the head to knock off his helmet first before you shot him in the head, or you could keep punching him. And so you're essentially going from station to station, and everything's getting worse, and you still need to get the code and keep going. You can pick up passengers, and if they stay alive from on the train to wherever they're going, you get a reward. They don't come out with you, but like I picked up one guy, and you have to keep them fed because they get hungry, but I picked up one guy and he was bleeding. Well, I got injured and I had to use my med kit, and I got aboard and I didn't have any more med kits, and he just sat there bleeding to death. So I just sat there watching a guy like slowly die. That's pretty much the game so far. I haven't gotten much farther than like an hour and a half.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing your onion there. Are you done?
I don't know if I like that game or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scott.
Hi.
Talk about stuff. What's going on?
Not too much. Been doing a lot of back-end work on the site. We got that video player up and running. That thing is finally people can just click on a button in our back-end and just put a video up. That was a lot of work between me and a friend of mine, and we've still got a couple other things to do on it, because on mobile, aside from like the site in general, which we're going to work on as well, like that thing doesn't work too well. But like it does fit a whole bunch of different types of monitors and different screens, so that's really nice at least.
Cool.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of back-end work for the most part, which is probably why you haven't seen a lot of articles, aside from just me being generally lazy. But, I have also been playing the games.
Well, why don't you tell us which games you've been doing?
Yeah. Do you want to?
What's going on?
Do you want to hear about some mobile Final Fantasy games?
No.
I'd rather not.
No.
Okay, well,
No.
I'm going to talk about it a little bit.
Okay,
No.
go ahead.
I got some stuff to say. I've been leaning off Brave Exvius a little bit, only because it's kind of been a mess. There's been a whole bunch of bugs, and a whole bunch of things that just plain aren't working. I crashed, it just crashed to, the home screen several times when my characters would, or when a battle would end and someone was poisoned, and stuff like that. And that's not great to do all the time. So I kind of weaned off that a little bit, and I started playing Mobius Final Fantasy, which is the weird, full 3D Final Fantasy mobile game. And that UI in that game is not good at all. There's, menu upon menu upon menu, and it's kind of impenetrable in a really bad way, and they absolutely need to take a second pass at that. But
that's pretty impressive for a mobile game to have something that dense, but
it is incredibly dense. There is so much just weird customization that you can not only do but mostly forget about. Sure. That's the big problem with it. Is it's so hard to keep all of these systems in mind at the same time when ultimately it's not that they're useless. It's just that it doesn't matter that much in the grand john of things. But
Can
it's I did
you relax?
I'm sorry?
Could you relax?
No. No, I did, like, sit down, though, for, like, a solid hour or two just playing that, and it's pretty good. Like, aside from just the weird, awkward menus, and them being really, really small, too, so my dumb, fat fingers can't touch them very well, like, it's kind of a pretty fun, smart game. Like, you need to manage all the weird different elements that are in the game, and you need to know which ones complement which classes can actually use what elements, and what elements you'll get from each battle, which will allow you to, like, do special moves on enemies, especially big bosses, which will allow you to actually beat the game. And it's kind of neat. Like, it's cerebral in a way I didn't think it was when I first started, because I just kept tapping on the screen, and that was making my sexy anime boy attack. But,
sure.
Yeah. So it's kind of a pretty fun game, and if you have a phone that's pretty good, and you like Final Fantasy, I suggest downloading it. But also, the story is a little not great. They
so it's a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, but they depart from that in a lot of ways. It makes a lot of weird callbacks to Final Fantasy 1. So it's sort of like it's a retelling of that game, except it's one character and he's extremely horny. But then, like, you meet and also it's kind of weirdly sexist. Like, you meet a fairy along the way, and he's telling her that she should put more clothes on when he wears basically nothing. It's like, it doesn't make a lot of sense in that regard. But,
sure.
Yeah, it's still pretty fun. I'd suggest giving it a shot if you can screw those inscrutable menus. But
gotcha.
yeah, it's pretty good. I've also
what else?
I'm sorry. I've also been playing a little beta of my own. I've been playing Neo.
Cool.
Neo.
I played that demo a while back, and it was like Dark Souls.
Yeah, it's still basically Dark Souls, and they really, really went out of their way to address all the concerns the community had. And, like, just, like, a lot of people, for example, said the durability wasn't very good, and in this they just stripped that away completely. They added a whole bunch of things, like the ability to actually play with your friends. Like, they added a password system. It's they took away the mechanic where once you ran out of stamina, you just stand still, and they just made it like, oh, you just can't attack for a little bit, but you can still move and dodge if you need to. So it's like it plays better in that regard. But if you still don't like the way that game controls, then you probably won't be that into it.
Sure. It seemed. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say for a beta or for a demo or whatever it was, it seemed really extensive from what I saw you play. So, I watched you play it, and I assumed that you had, like, the full game or something like that. I didn't realize it was a beta until just now. So.
No, like, I'm still not even done with it either. I've beaten, like, the 2.
Wow.
I don't know if there are more main story missions. I've just beaten the 2 that they've presented to me so far. I have, like, another side mission I can go do. But aside from that, they also have, like, these extra challenge mode missions where they, like, you go to the same levels, but they mix up all the enemies and, like, do different enemy placements and make them all way harder. So and that's apparently, like, a dailies mission kind of thing. So that'll probably, like, breathe a little bit of extra life that something like a Dark Souls doesn't have.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really interesting in that regard. There's a lot of like weird things you notice from the start, which are like, it would be nice to just level up these weapons when, like, if you just keep playing, eventually you'll be able to straight up do that and, like, do stuff like re-rolling weapons. Like, just keep chipping away at it, and it'll eventually give you exactly what you want. And that's really neat, especially for something that's just supposed to be a beta.
Yeah, I really like that game's visual design and the way it looks with its aesthetic and such, but I just don't know if I can commit to playing another non-Souls game, if you will. Yeah. But I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, if you like Souls games, you'll like this. It's not It's not like Lords of the Fallen, which kind of like had no character to it. This one has a lot of character, but it's not the Dark Souls character. Like, there's some interesting character. Actually, I see character like 5 times. It's got like actual interesting people that you meet, and it's got like weird cutscenes where cool things happen, and like it has a very unique aesthetic that Souls games don't have. And it really goes for it. It just uses the Souls framework for gameplay and then goes its own way and everything else. And that's really refreshing.
Yeah, well, I'll be interested to see how that turns out once the full thing releases.
Yeah,
then.
I'm really enjoying it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just can't wait for people to talk about their builds more.
You can build, yeah.
I know you can.
I
heard you talk about it.
You mostly build like weapons and less like characters, but yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I bet it is. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
That's pretty much it.
Okay. Folks, something happened this week.
Did it?
To me.
Really?
You okay?
Something unprecedented, I think, in Chooch history.
Oh, man. What was it, John?
I actually played, like, a bunch of relevant games.
What?
Wow. That's never happened to me before.
All right, hold on. Full stop.
Yes.
Not full stop. Okay.
Okay, well, what's up?
John, you are going to talk about these games that you say are relevant, and the council here of Ryan Scott and myself, the council of relevant games, will then decide if your games are
Michael,
relevant.
I am not a part of this council. I haven't played a relevant game since like Undertale came out.
So you are most aware of what is relevant and not, because you wallow in what is unrelevant.
Sure.
We need your opinion like anyone else's.
The irrelevancy is king here.
All right, John, begin.
All right, well, all I'm really going to say is that the 3 games that I played this past week came out this year.
Okay.
So that is something.
That is a mark in your favor.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
So I'm going to go from, I think, oldest to newest.
Okay.
I might be wrong a little bit here, but
well, you're not a calendar, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not a calendar. Okay. So, the one game that I played was the Odin Sphere remaster. Odin Sphere Luftverleser.
That's like a PS2 game, man. That's not really that relevant.
Yeah, you're pushing it.
Listen.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first off, it is a new version of that game.
Oh.
It is almost a new game because of all the additions and upgrades that they have added onto that game.
What kind of game is it?
It is a side-scrolling action RPG with where you're just going around as a bunch of different characters, smacking the shit out of your enemies, and interacting with sort of Nordish lore. Like it's very like Viking-y. Like you start out playing as a Valkyrie.
Okay.
But the whole point of the game is just to go around beating enemies and then figuring out, am I going to level up my abilities so I can get more so I can do more damage, or am I going to spec in to get more moves? Because you find these like pink floating orbs that you absorb. At least it's the first character. I've only played a little bit. But, and then you figure out how you're going to spec her. I don't know, it's super nice. I love Vanillaware games. Like, I really, really, really like Muramasa the Demon Blade.
Sure.
You know, I talked about Dragon's Crown a little bit ago, and that's a really great game. But this is, like, where they started. This is, like, when they really, really hit the mark the first time.
Uh-huh.
And they improved upon it so much. I really, really like this game. All
right, how does the relevant council vote?
I'd say relevant. I mean, it's a remaster of a game that I had heard of, and it came out this year. So
I also say relevant.
I will also put down relevant. It's probably more relevant now than it was before.
So, So, we're only going to get even more relevant as we go.
All right, here we go.
Because showmanship from the relevant man.
Yeah, because guess what? The next game I played was Doom.
Yeah,
the 2016 one.
I mean, Doom is
I was about to say, motherfucker, like, what, the 90s one? What are you talking about?
Right. First of all, yes, the 2016 one is relevant, but Doom is always relevant in all of its forms. That game,
only E1M1's music is relevant.
Shh, don't be mean. No, I again, I've only played a little bit of that because I just bought that as of recording last night because they were selling it at GameStop for $20.
That's a good price.
That is a really good
price for that game.
I wasn't even planning on buying it. I went out and I bought Odin Sphere for full price just because I was like, I've been wanting this game. I'm gonna play this. Yeah. This is gonna be my little treat for myself for the next couple of weeks to have a game. Mm-hmm. And then they had that Doom. They were like, "Oh yeah, we're selling Doom for $20," and I was like, "Oh, I guess I'm playing. I guess I'm playing a lot of games now." Okay,
that sounds like the price of something that's been out for a while, John.
Okay, well, look, it's the price of something that's been out for a while, but it actually hasn't been out that long. So that's why it's pretty crazy. But anyway, so no, I mean that game is fantastic.
Yeah,
it's good.
Y'all have talked it up enough that I'm not going to dwell on it too much, especially because again I haven't played that much.
Sure,
but I like it a lot. I do kind of wish that this is probably going to sound real dumb, but I do kind of wish it was way more streamlined because there are a couple of moments in that game where I'm just like, all right, where am I going? What's going on?
It gets better at that. Like there's a couple moments like that, and that's very much the Doom experience, but. Mm-hmm. I remember in the first level that happened to me 3 or 4 times, and then it happened to me only like 4 more times the rest of the game. So I think either you get into a groove or it gets better at designing its levels. Sure.
But no, I like it a lot. The fucking music, just the atmosphere, just Doom Guy. Like, oh my god, I want Doom Guy in everything. Like, he's such a bastard. He's great. Just smashing everything. Even things that help him, he's just like, fuck you, I just need to get more powerful. He's like shoving things into himself, like grabbing new guns, crushing things just to like have it pulse through his body. He doesn't care. He just needs to kill everything. Like, the first thing you see, like, the first thing that game tells you to do is rip and tear, and you do that, and it feels so good. God damn, that game is cool.
It's a lot of fun.
All right, relevant or not relevant? Council.
Nay.
Relevant.
Oh, that's totally relevant. What are you talking about?
Oh, come on. That's been out for months.
That's too... Alright, so that's still 2 against...
Yeah, okay. This is a democracy. That is voted relevant.
Yeah.
Alright, and finally, I'm going to end it with the game that came out this week.
No, not relevant.
With a game that I wrote a review for. The King of Fighters 14.
Oh, that's like the least relevant thing.
Yeah. That's pretty, like, yeah.
Alright, well, yeah, I mean, I wrote my full review of that game, but I liked it a lot. I was a little... I don't know if I'd say that I was cold on the game at first, but I was a bit frustrated just because of how it's set up. Like, I'm getting a little picky with my fighting games because I feel like a truly great fighting game eases you into it,
sure,
but then builds the challenge and allows you to teach yourself the game after letting you helping you figure a little bit of it out. But KOF doesn't really do that very well. Mm-hmm. There is a tutorial, which the basic tutorial it's standard, but it works. It does what it needs to do.
Yeah.
But then once you get once you get a little bit further into that, where you're trying to get into more character-specific things, it doesn't really become helpful at all. And it just frustrates me because I see so many... And I know that not every single developer is playing every single other fighting game, but I play so many different fighting games that do it right. Like, I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 did it right back in the day. I mean, that back in the day, as in, what, 3-4 years ago?
Sure.
Feels like ages, though. Skullgirls did it right. Pokken Tournament, just this year, did it fantastic. You know, like, it's the kind of game where you feel like you completely understand it after just a couple of hours, but with KOF, I felt like it took 10 times that. But once you get into it, you do find a great flow. You're able to just hop into different characters and really experience what makes them great. There's so much personality in some of the characters, at least. The art style can be stiff, which is a bummer, because, you know, SNK is well known for their sprite work.
Sure.
But that is completely not in this game. It's all 3D models. There are some fun characters in there. Like, there's this new dude named Xanadu. He's in the villains team. And he's just this big dude who's just, like, bungles around, and I don't know anything about him, but he just kind of like flings himself around, and he just like like if he sits, if you like crouch for a long time, he'll look right at the camera,
sick,
like he's staring at you.
That's ice cold.
And I'm like,
does he like ABBA?
He seems like he does. He seems like he does. But there are some other things that I'm a little bummed about, like Terry. I love Terry Bogard, but they should have... He sounds so tired when he's doing the Buster Wolf.
Let him sleep.
Like,
give him a nap.
Like, in every other game, he's like, "Are you okay? Buster Wolf!" And I'm like, yes, he's having a good time. But in this one, he's just kind of like, "Are you okay? Buster Wolf!" And it's like, Terry, are you... I should be asking you if you're okay.
Listen, all right. Terry has been doing this a while.
Yeah, he's been
through
some stuff.
He has.
He's collecting. He's getting ARP in the mail. You know, he's
not
checking
not that old.
Social Security. He's like, maybe next year. Like, he's getting there. So leave the poor boy alone.
All right,
he's doing his best.
We'll see. The one thing that I do love is that, I mean, there are a bunch of new characters, too. You know, I mentioned Xanadu, but, you know, there's a bunch of just really great new characters in that game. One of them is not actually a new character, so I'm going to spoil that. King of Dinosaurs is just T-Zok from Garu Mark of the Wolves.
Nice.
And it's great, because Terry is the only other character who's in Garu. And there's just, like, any time that they, like, meet up or have a match against each other, Terry's just like, "Oh, T-Zok,
hey,
it's been so long.
My best friend.
How are you doing?" And then he's like, "Oh, yeah, hi, Terry. Oh, wait, no, I'm King of Dinosaurs. Stop calling me that." Like,
it's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I really like it a lot. But it is very much a... It is very much a fighting game fan's fighting game. This isn't something that, like,
sure.
This isn't going to bring you over to fighting games. This isn't going to change your mind for anything. If you're in it for the art, if you're in it for just messing around with your friends, that is not the game for you. But if you're ready to put some effort into a fighting game, if you really like to, like, learn and, you know, advance and be competitive,
hell yeah,
it is a fantastic game. There are some interesting modes, especially online. A lot of people are worried about the netcode.
Yeah,
and
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, I played some matches online, and I didn't run into any problems. But there has been some talk of the netcode being a little iffy at times. It is leaps and bounds better than most other King of Fighters games. Like, especially, like, I know 13 is, like, infamous for its shitty netcode. But, you know, so far this game just seems to have spotty netcode. The one mode that has really great netcode and is probably the most fun mode in the game is called Party Mode. Where, for those who don't know, the big hook for King of Fighters is that it can be a 1v1, a one character versus one character, or it can be 3-on-3, where you have 1v1 matches, and then as you defeat your enemies, they switch characters between the three, and then until they're all defeated. So that's really neat. They took that to the next logical conclusion for the online fighting, and you can do 1v1 matches, you can do 3v3, or you can do this party mode where it's 6 separate players split into 2 teams, and each person picks one character, and then you just play it that way. So it's 3v3 matches with each person controlling a separate character. So it's just a really, really neat way to play that game. It makes it so, if you fuck up, it doesn't completely annihilate your entire team's advancement. But it can also be a bummer when, you're the last one and everything's riding on you and you fuck it up. But it can also be really great when you pull off a clean win. It's super fun, and just you can throw yourself in there and have a blast.
Sure.
But I dig it a lot. I do like that game quite a bit. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Cool.
Nay.
Was that all relevant?
I'd say so.
All right. Good to hear. Good to hear that you all think so.
Every
I guess.
single one of us.
Michael, how do you feel about that?
I didn't listen to anything you said.
Great. So was it relevant?
Sure, who cares?
Okay. All right, I pulled it off this week.
All 3.
Yeah.
All relevant.
Mm-hmm. Boom. Got the gum.
What's it called? Excuse me? Did you just say you got the gum? Is that what I just heard?
I said...
He got that
No,
gum.
I was trying to... What's the term for a hat trick? I got the hat trick.
No,
you got
you got the gum. That's
You got that gum.
Get that gum.
Strident.
Juice in the fruit.
Don't swallow, because I got the gum.
Yeah, John's got that full-on 64 count car pack of orbits. Is that a gum?
He looking nice with that Denty nice.
4 out of 5 dentists recommend John's 3 relevant games because he's got that gum.
He's got that gum.
That makes no sense, but okay. All right. So let's move on to news. Don't kiss me like that.
Are you kissing the news?
He's kissing something.
Scott, why don't you put those lips to better use and tell us about the news?
Whoa. Okay.
And chew this gum.
Yeah.
And chew this gum.
Fresh off the back of... you want me to go? I'm ready to go.
I was just going to say I should save that for next week. I apologize.
Fresh off the back of Xbox Live Summer of Arcade are the Nindies Summer Jam.
Is that like an award show? The Nindies?
Are you doing a
should
radio
be.
commercial?
I'm just doing my news, dude.
Oh, all right.
My dog.
All right.
My
go ahead.
bro. Starting on September 1st, a whole slew of titles will be available on Nintendo platforms for 10% off. September 1st, Axiom Verge finally makes its way to the Wii U. I like that game. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Is it already on there or no? Is it really debuting here?
No.
Wow.
I think these are all debuting.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, these are all new.
So they straight up took the Xbox Live Summer Arcade format. That's nuts. Okay. September 8th, Jotun Valhalla Edition. I don't know how to pronounce that. How do you pronounce that? Jotun.
Ju-on the Grudge?
Yeah, Ju-on Valhalla Edition.
That has a nice ring to it.
It does.
Yeah, I can't believe Nintendo's finally bringing Japanese horror to the Wii U.
Thank God.
About time.
Yeah, seriously.
Nui to Love Devolution comes to the Wii U and 3DS on September 15th.
That game fucking rules.
Okay, good. I didn't know anything about it. September 22nd, Wii U and 3DS finally get Severed. And on September 30th... I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
On September 30th, Azure Striker Gun Vault 2 finally makes its way to the 3DS. I saw the first one of those. It actually looked like a pretty fun game.
I have heard of all of those games.
Yeah. So. I only really know Axiom Verge and Azure Striker Gunvolt.
Yeah, I've heard the titles of all of them at least before, so...
Yeah, as Rose said covering this, it's nice to see Nintendo finally meeting the other big systems in terms of getting some indie games out there, but like it's kind of really weird that some of these are just straight up ports, and maybe takes away from the whole hashtag Nindies concept. So,
I thought Nindies I thought Nindies was Nintendo exclusive independent games, or at least that's how they used to use it. So.
Yeah. But
I mean, if you're scared, let's say, to start this on the NX because you've never ever done it before because you're Nintendo, this is how you do it. You make a bunch of ports, you want to sell them, and you just say, "Here, let's do this thing that we want to do more of." But instead of making a mistake and doing this with an NX and with titles, we can have a proven track record and say, look at all these indie games, all these developers, they put stuff out on the Wii U. Now, hey, don't you want to put your stuff out on the NX?
Hell yeah. Yeah, so, I do.
Sure.
And they all go, no, I want to put it out on a console that's actually sold systems. And they'll be like, oh.
Yeah. But yeah.
Also, the term Nindies is really dumb.
It's really, really wild. Yeah.
It's a really dumb name. I get why it's called that, and I probably, if you would ask me like, what do you call this stuff? Nintendo independent developers, I would have been like, I don't know, Nindies. Fucking slap that on there in a fucking hashtag and go.
They're really good at coming up with dumb names that are easily rememberable. Rememberable. That's a good word.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for explaining.
You're welcome.
That powerful message from Nintendo to the world that your old games are new again on the Wii U.
Yeah.
The Resurrection console.
Finally.
All I'm going to say is y'all should buy Noi to Love because that's a very good game that nobody knows anything about. It's very good, though.
Make sure.
Sounds good.
Okay. Michael, how about I make you read the news?
I will, of my own volition and willpower, read this news.
Fair enough. Okay.
Jeznet.
Can you wait until next week for that?
No, I won't be on next week, thankfully.
Okay.
Yeah, so Nintendo bought this thing. It's called Jeznet.
Jeznet, not Jeznut.
No, there's no nut in anywhere near this that I know of.
Thank God.
Not yet.
Thank God.
So Jeznet is a company that Nintendo had already had I don't know how big of a stake in. I guess not ownership stake. They had they owned some stock in, and are now deciding to buy the rest of it. And as of next April, we'll own all of it. And Jeznet is a hardware distribution company in Japan. They have worked with Nintendo several times before, and now will work for Nintendo several times in the future. So this actually this is important because now Nintendo owns every step of manufacturing, development, and distribution all the way up to putting their product in a store, is my understanding. So they own all of that now, which is very important.
Yes.
If you want
to do like make a lot of money, it's actually a kind of comparison. It can be compared to how beer is sometimes distributed here in the United States, because Budweiser or Anheuser-Busch, before they were bought out by Belgians, they owned their own plants, their own product, and then would own the distribution, which is what made it harder for other companies to come in because, hey, if you brew your beer in Georgia but you want to sell it in Florida, you got to put it on a Budweiser truck. So that means your beer has to essentially be Budweiser approved. I don't know if that's changed, but that's my understanding of how it at least worked like 15, 20 years ago. So looks like Nintendo's kind of moving, maybe not directly into what trucks go where, but they will now control a lot more of their distribution pipeline. In doing this right ahead of an NX, which rumor has it is kind of a console replacement, maybe not a mobile replacement, who knows? I think that's a very shrewd move.
Yeah.
And Nintendo's been very kind of... They like playing with supply and demand. You know, go try to buy a 3DS game, they're still $40.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's kind of shitty, but that's how they do it. So JezNet will further their stranglehold, but that's Japan only, so we won't see any difference.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome very much.
Hey, yeah, John.
I'd like to ask you to please give us the news.
I will give you the news. I'm going to tell you all about these boys to men here at Sony. Y'all may have heard of Sony, responsible for the smash hit console, the PS Vita. But you might also know that they have a console called the PS3 and the PS4. And on
those are two consoles.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
I'm pretty sure the PS3 is at the end of its road.
Yeah.
Yes.
You would say the water has run dry.
Yes. Well, John,
it's really hard to say goodbye to it. But the PS4 is doing just fine.
John,
those are all Boyz II Men songs.
John,
please,
John.
What?
How do you know
said
so
that these
many?
You said that these were two separate consoles, but that is not entirely true, considering there is a service on the PS4 called PS Now, which lets you
That's true.
which lets you red leather, yellow leather stream PS3 games.
I'm just gonna drink this soda and speak perfectly.
Yep, it will let you drink PS3 games. Will let you stream PS3 games onto your PS4. That service runs for $20 a month or $45 for 3 months, but something is changing. The winds of change have blown through the double doors at the offices of Sony Entertainment. The PS Now service is now coming to PC. So that means at some point in the future you'll be able to play PS3 games on your PC, and that includes stuff like previous PlayStation exclusives like Uncharted 2 and 3, The Last of Us, and the whole Sly Cooper collection. So, you know, that's just right there's a pretty good selection, but there's a library of over 400 games for those of you who don't know about PS Now already. But anyway, Sony has not said when this service will be ported over to PC. They sent out a press release that said it will be coming to Europe, quote, soon, with North America shortly afterwards. And I guess to kind of inaugurate this arrival on PC, they have also manufactured a new wireless USB adapter for DualShock 4 controllers, which is going to be like $25, I think. Which seems like a little bit much, considering how expensive the controllers are to begin with. But, you know, can actually play...
You could just already plug in, like, a Bluetooth adapter, and they're like $5, so it's kind of wild.
Yeah, and you can use it with wired... You can use it with, like, a USB wire, too. This is just, like, some fancy wireless thing. You can already play...
It'll automatically... You don't have to, like, download anything separate. It is just here, play it. You don't have to download a DSK.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. You can already kind of play PS4 stuff on the PC if you have the Remote Play app, but this is, like, streaming directly onto your machine.
Yeah.
So, I don't know when that's coming out, but the hardware requirements aren't that, like... aren't that strenuous. Like, you need, like, 2 gigabytes of RAM and, like, 300 MB to, like, install PS Now, which is pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty low requirements, and maybe for PS3 games they'll be optimized for PC, but we'll see how that turns out.
Well, it's a streaming service,
Yeah, it's all streaming, so you really just need a very good internet connection.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm
everything
still not...
else is just hosting it. It's what when they bought Gaikai. It's that's what PS Now is turned into.
I'm still not super familiar with how game streaming works in like general. I know,
Netflix. It's like that, but with the video.
Yeah, they beam the games directly from the satellite into your computer machine.
Actually, a man sneaks into your room, injects your neck with a syringe, and then puts like a virtual reality helmet on you. And so when you open your eyes, you think no time has passed and that you're playing them streaming, but in reality, you're just passed out.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
So like the Tooth Fairy. Like how the Tooth Fairy used to inject me with like tranquilizers.
Like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's hit movie, The Tooth Fairy, just like that.
PlayStation Now,
absolutely.
Just like The Tooth Fairy. That's Ryan's video game and choo-choo endorsement.
That's our tagline. Hey Sony, PlayStation Now for PC, just like the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah,
just like the Tooth Fairy. But anyway, on the flip side. On the flip side of that Sony news, there's also some news related to the PS Plus service, which I'm sure anybody who has a PlayStation in the year 2016 is at least somewhat familiar with. They're jacking up the prices for PS Plus, which, if you ask me, sucks big dick high school district, but there's not a damn thing I can do about it. 1 month subscriptions to PS Plus will still be $10. 3 month subscriptions, which are what I used to buy, are going up from $18 to $25. And 12-month subscriptions are going up from $50 to $60. And that puts PlayStation Plus right on line with Xbox Xbox Live Gold or whatever the hell it's called. Michael, you have an Xbox, right?
Yes, I have Xbox.
Yes, and you're the only one. But anyway, so it costs the same as the new Xbox stuff, but it doesn't have any of the features. Like, it still has pretty slow download times, and you still can't change your PS Plus username or anything like that, which sucks.
They just added 2-stage authentication like the other day, yesterday.
Great.
Just
fantastic. Added it. Yeah, my PS Plus subscription expired on like the 18th, and I'm not going to renew it until I can scrape up enough money to spend on the 12-month renewal.
Yeah.
So
friend of the show, or should I say enemy of the show, Brad Ward posted up a tweet when that news went live that was just how to cancel your PlayStation Plus subscription.
Great.
And then a link to the guide to how to do it.
You shouldn't cancel it because if you subscribe right now, so that increase happens September 22nd. Yep. So if you subscribe right now, you still subscribe for $50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On 22nd, it increases. So if yours lapses after the 22nd, they will then charge you $60.
Mm-hmm.
So really, what you should do if you really want PlayStation Plus is just go buy it now for $50.
Yep.
Yeah, drop $50 for the year subscription. But I don't know. I mean, it's not great, but there's nothing any of us can do about it. We've just got to live with it.
It's a shame because like their announcement of this had no. Because I remember,
they're just oh, it reflects market conditions, which is basically like
Which you could take that two ways. You could take it as we could charge more, so we did. Or you could take that as, hey, servers cost more to run than they did in 2010, which is what, that's what they mean. It's just someone didn't read that like a human being would read it. Someone read it like a marketing man reads it.
Yeah.
But like, if there was some commitment to download speeds will be faster. We're going to give you one more game every few months. Like every 3 months, we're going to give you more games, or we're going to dedicate
to better games.
Ooh,
actually want to play.
Yeah, and like some indication that the price increase will yield a value. And there's no value added by like giving them $10 more. It's like, wait, I have to spend $10 more to play the same thing. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think PS Plus has dedicated servers, which Xbox does have.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
so.
I'm pretty sure Xbox. I know Xbox has it. I don't think PS Plus does. So that
sounds right.
That's another thing that Xbox does and Sony doesn't. It's a callback. See, Nintendo does.
I got it.
But yeah, it's like Xbox actually recently in their update added to download speeds the actual speed that you're downloading something.
So
you can you can see like, oh, I'm cooking right now, or like, why is this fucking terrible?
That's
pretty
good.
You can see that like right away, and you can see the fucking hard drive try and struggle to keep up with the 8 updates I'm trying to throw at it. And it's like, why can't PS4 do that? Like, why can't any of these updates that Xbox has always been better at incremental changes, and PS4 has been better at every other year we change 6 things that you desperately wanted changed.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating to sit there and watch them not do anything with PS Plus, but then charge you more money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's probably the worst part about it, is that there's nothing gained. It's just an arbitrary kind of price increase. So.
It's just less money for us and more money for them. That's what it seems like.
Yep. Well, that's the Sony news for this week. A lot of stuff happened with the various PS services. So
more like PS of shit.
Oh,
thanks, John.
Took him down a peg.
Yeah, I did.
Took him out.
So speaking of pieces of shit, I have a bone to pick with the world right now.
Ooh. This will take a while.
All right. So no, let me just tell you the heinous event that transpired this past week. I had my hopes raised and then dashed. So, picture this. A couple days ago, buddy John is surfing online. He sees a tweet that says, hey, there's a teaser website up for something, and it says that Suda51, Akira Yamaoka, and Giorgio Moroder are all working on something.
Wow, that sounds like the best team up since Silent Hills, John.
Yeah, well, so I mean, those were not the only people who were working on it. There were some people that worked on .hack games back in the day.
Sure.
A lot of other musicians. It seemed like a big deal. You click on this link, and it starts showing silhouettes of Osamu Tezuka characters like Astro Boy and Blackjack and characters like that. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, whatever this sounds pretty cool.
This is gonna be some good stuff. Fast forward a couple days later.
You're in a ditch. You're nude. There's a dead deer nearby, and you have a knife and a Yahtzee table, a board.
I bet you're wondering how I got into this situation.
No.
John commits murder, and then up comes the Always Sunny theme, and
no. No. It's a card game.
I'm sorry, what?
It's a card game.
Oh, like Gwent?
Yeah, it's just another fucking card game.
Like Gwent or like Pokemon?
I mean, no. I mean, it's a video game. It is an interactive. It is a card game.
So
is it free to play?
I don't think they've really shown too much else. They've just announced that
it's an Astro Boy card game.
It's all right here. It's called Astro Boy: Edge of Time.
Oh, you've already lost me. Go ahead.
It is a Kickstarter. It is a digital CCG game. Based on the works of the Godfather of manga.
Great.
Yeah, the Kickstarter is up already.
Kickstarter.
I didn't look.
Fuck
yeah,
that.
I didn't even look at it because I just got so fucking mad. Yeah, it's just all the art is just drawn by all these different people, and I guess there's fucking.
That's what artists do.
Shh. Yeah, there's a story mode, so there's that. I guess there's a little bit more than just a regular collectible card game, I guess, but. Yeah, it's a card game.
All right, Council. Relevant or not relevant?
Completely irrelevant.
Not relevant.
Irrelevant.
Yeah. John, I look forward to your 4-star review of Astro Boy Supercard.
Okay.
You do love card games, digital card games, so.
All right, here. Do all three of you need to borrow some chalk?
Why?
You can chalk up your hands and climb out of my ass.
No, I like it here. It's warm.
Yeah, it's alright. Like, you got a good one, dude.
That's
sorry. Episode 69 too. That's right.
Yeah, that sounds like some real kink shit that I don't want to think about right now.
That's next week. Next week.
I don't want to think about you living inside of John's ass. That's not good.
Not right now.
2 stories. It's a townhome. It's really nice.
That's the complete opposite of a good thing.
Bay windows.
Let's move on to questions.
Yes, please.
You can send questions from anywhere, including John's bum, to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com, or you can go over to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. You will sound like these people do. Our first question comes in from Hotel Mario, who asks, what if Doom Guy got diarrhea?
What if?
I think Doom Guy would be so powerful that he'd just, like, overcome it. Like, he'd just, like, scowl at his ass in the mirror, and it would just stop. Like, his ass would get scared, and it would just quit. And that'd be it.
He would punch his ass.
Listen, Doom Guy's ass don't quit, alright? I think he constantly has diarrhea.
Yeah.
Is that why he's so angry all the time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I bet his suit has like countermeasures against it.
Yeah,
I mean, what's
diarrhea countermeasures?
Let's consider this realistically for a minute. What is Doom Guy's diet like? What does I don't think he eats
bubblegum.
Nothing but red meat. Nothing but
bubblegum.
Yeah.
He probably
And
just
bubblegum.
eats a lot of like bubblegum and like raw viscera. So that probably doesn't process real well, and like the parts of your body that need like fiber and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I think canonically Doom Guy would probably more often than not just have gross, watery defecations. So,
okay, consider this.
It wouldn't be good.
What if the Doom Guy just has constipation? Like it's just not coming at all.
That's not what this question. That's not what this question.
But I'm
is.
turning it on its head because it makes more sense than him pooping like 24 hours.
Yeah, but
he's not pooping constantly.
Come on, if it was him, you know it would be.
Stops.
He would commit to the diarrhea.
He would.
Yeah,
I guess.
All right, next question, because I want to stop talking about this.
We don't see him poop in the game ever. Just saying.
Casey Sucks asks, how do you think Commander Shepard's balls smelled after Mass Effect 2?
We need to stop. What are we doing?
Commander Shepard's a woman.
That's what they wanted to ask. And Commander Shepard the Woman is a really good answer. So we'll move on to Nil Void, who asks, is No Man's Sky a good game?
There's a review on the site, but apparently not. So,
I guess our official stance is no.
I mean that was Niall's review, so that's Niall's opinion. But I totally agree with Niall's opinion. So
sure.
He says in there essentially like. After he's described it, he says, "You will kind of know if that's the kind of game for you."
Yeah,
and 100%. Like, go research that game before you go and purchase it and think you're going to spend a bajillion hours in it.
Sure,
because you're not. You're going to be doing the same thing for a very long time.
Yeah, I'm probably going to wait like a couple months and see what gets added to it before I actually pick it up, or if nothing really substantial gets added, and then I'll know, and then I'll never play it.
Yeah. Next question also is about No Man's Sky, but comes in from Anonymous. And they ask, in the wake of the No Man's Sky disaster, do you think developers and publishers have a responsibility to be more transparent when it comes to disclosing what games actually are, as opposed to making vague statements and claims? I wouldn't call No Man's Sky a disaster.
All right, you know what? I'm going to come in here.
Yeah.
Come here for a minute, everybody.
I'm coming.
Let me talk to you for a second.
Let's get in
I'm
the huddle.
hugging my mic.
All right, listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Uh-huh.
This No Man's Sky stuff, all the hubbub, all the anger, all the frustration. This is a bunch of people who have like no time on their hands, gathering up a bunch of like comments and interview stuff, and like look. It's completely understandable to be disappointed in how a game is presented. It is completely viable to see an earlier trailer and notice, oh hey, this is a downgrade. But we all need to collectively realize that game development is hard. Game development is expensive. Things happen during game development that will change the course of a game. Mm-hmm. I cannot tell you how and when I heard about this, but I heard from a pretty reliable source a while ago that No Man's Sky almost didn't come out because it was running like shit on PS4. Mm-hmm. So I bet they had to cut some corners on that game to make it work on that console because Sony was pumping money into that game. Mm-hmm. They,
from my understanding, I forget who said it. I think it was Sean Murray on a Reddit AMA. Sony did not give them development money.
Well, still, Sony was giving them marketing money. Sony was giving them money, and that is still that still sets an expectation from that company,
sure.
And that can change development, even if they aren't actually funding the development. That can still reverberate.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something that. If you're going to pay close attention to games, I can understand if you're just hearing about, oh, this game No Man's Sky, it was supposed to be a big thing, but it's not as big as it should be. If you're just hearing that, I can understand why you wouldn't be as in the know. But if you care about games and you listen to a podcast like this and you feel like this is some sort of that Sean Murray is pulling the wool over your eyes, that he was purposefully misleading people so they would buy his game, I doubt that that's what's happening. Especially because they are continuing to try to fix things. They are saying that they're going to be adding things in the future. If he was just trying to do that, if he was just trying to pull the wool over your eyes, that game wouldn't have come out. That game, it would have been some sort of Ponzi scheme or something. Like, there's way better ways to just get a bunch of money from idiots, like you don't have to make a bunch of fake trailers and stuff,
So I think there are two issues here. I think the one issue is there are people out there who think that every trailer and every piece of marketing material, every E3 appearance, every anything that a developer or a publisher says about a game should be taken verbatim. You are fooling yourself if you believe any of that.
Absolutely.
You should take it as people who are hopeful and want to make that, but I've never met anyone or even heard of an actual story of someone being lied to without it being the gizmondo. Like, those kind of schemes or lower tier, like Kickstarters, like those kind of schemes don't happen in big real publishers like Sony. Like, they would be sued and then governments would come after them. Like, that's just how that happens if they legitimately lied about their game. But on the flip side, I think we need to re-examine, and part of this is a distrust of press, because consumers are too willing to accept what Sony and Hello Games are saying. Pre-order the game, get it day one, get upset about day one patches, get upset about how it runs on PC, get upset. And it's like, all y'all could have waited a week.
Yeah.
Could have fucking waited 1 week, waited for reviewers to review it. You don't have to trust one person. You don't have to trust one website. Go to a bunch of them. Don't just look at Metacritic.
Yeah.
Don't just go look at Metacritic. Read the good reviews, the medium reviews, and the bad reviews. Read. Go look at video of it. Go look at whatever streamer is streaming it. Like, there are people out there like us who are willing, like, I'm willing to go buy a game day one, $60, and play it like No Man's Sky, because I'm curious. I want to know. Not because I have video games, but because that's just something I want to know.
Sure.
So don't be willing to buy that stuff, but at the same time, like, and you see it with, like, EA talking about how maybe press conferences aren't needed anymore because they're leaning more and more, and maybe we don't need to go to a press conference. Maybe we don't need to go to a trade show and show it to any press. Maybe we just really cleverly edit a YouTube video or have our own people stream something, and then we'll advertise directly that way. Cut out the press completely. And so nobody will talk about Battlefield 1 and then go, World War I's a weird setting. They'll just talk about how cool Battlefield 1 is. No one will talk about No Man's Sky and wonder, can they really do that? They'll just say, No Man's Sky looks incredible. Yeah. So, like, some of this is on the consumers, and the very vocal minority of consumers who go to Reddit and fucking forums and get real upset when games don't meet my expectations. But some of it is on publishers and developers to be more careful about what they're putting out there. Yeah. Like No Man's Sky, I think Sean Murray and Hello Games did make mistakes marketing No Man's Sky. Yep. It's hard to figure out where they could have fixed it because this is over years.
Yep.
Things change over years. Like, think about yourself 3 years ago. You're not the same person. You don't have the same goals. Or if you do, things have changed along the way.
Yeah, exactly. And, like I said earlier with the how things change, like, maybe it was running the way that those original trailers looked back then, but
on a PC that they were developing it on, and then Sony came along. They had to
put it on a console.
Yeah, and then Sony came along, and then nothing worked, and they just slowly took everything off. Maybe that's the day one patch maybe that was the delays to fix that and make sure a better variety of planets showed up. Who the fuck knows? We'll know. Yeah. We'll know in 3-4 years.
Yeah,
yeah.
When someone writes a book or goes on a podcast and explains it all.
Yeah, and it's the whole mess up behind the marketing is kind of like endemic to the system that like Hello Games is in. Like, it's a problem way bigger than Hello Games is.
Yeah, it is. I almost want to absolve them of almost all fault. I can't, because it is, Sean Murray needs to be better at that stuff.
Yeah,
but
and
it's more of a problem of marketing.
Yeah,
and when anybody gets really upset about stuff on the internet, like 9 times out of 10, I think in my head, like, oh, this is just marketing. Like, someone at sales, someone in their marketing department told them to do this, or some third-party marketer did this, and now we're all upset about this. And it's like, no, this is a marketing firm's fucking fault.
I just feel like reading someone say that it's a disaster is just such an overblown statement. Like, it's just...
It's maybe a PR disaster, but it sold plenty. Like, I've seen stories of, like, hey, its PC sales dropped 80%, and then the first comment, thankfully, was Destiny's PC sales dropped 78%, and this other game dropped 75%, and this other game dropped 79% next week. So it's
Destiny's PC sales, huh?
Yep.
Oh, I don't remember.
Clearly, we don't know.
I just thought of another. I thought of another bad space game, so don't worry. But yeah, like it's the same thing with Pokemon Go, where 10 million people left that game. It's like, yeah, but it still has millions upon millions, like tens of millions. Like, don't get fooled by anything, and question things, and don't just assume marketing and big companies are giving you the whole truth.
And I can also see ideally wanting bigger companies to actually say, like, hey, this is what we're presenting, and being more transparent about that, but, like, that's just not the system we're in right now.
Yeah, and that's, what those people are asking for, I totally understand, but, like, I saw a NeoGAF thread earlier today, and it was, like, complaining about microtransactions and free-to-play, and it's just like, don't buy any of them.
Yeah.
Like, done. Like, people were complaining about... I think in that thread somebody brought up Mass Effect because it introduced some of that stuff in multiplayer. It's like, don't play the multiplayer. Don't buy any of it. If nobody did any of that stuff, it wouldn't be there.
Play the multiplayer, DLC, though, because Mass Effect multiplayer is really good.
DLC got better because everyone hated horse armor, and now DLC's better. Otherwise it would all be fucking horse armor. So, anyways...
Yep.
No Man's Sky did.
So yeah, definitely speak out against the bad stuff, but just don't make it out to be some sort of crime of the century. Like, Sean Murray didn't, like, smuggle diamonds out of France or anything. Like,
what if he did that?
Dude signed a couple of checks that he couldn't completely make, but I think pretty much every game developer does that,
And every game developer
where's all the outrage over every pretty little lie that Todd Howard has ever told us?
It's there, don't worry.
Come on.
It's there.
It's like people were calling Sean Murray Peter Molyneux, and it's like, come on, fuck off.
We should move on.
Yeah. Let's talk about Sean Murray some more. Dude has a cool beard.
Get him on the podcast.
Yeah, sure. Someone reach out, get Sean Murray on the podcast. Tell him we're a bunch of No Man's Sky apologists.
Don't read our review.
Tell him we gave it a 2 out of. Yeah, tell him we gave it a fucking 2 out of 5. See how much he wants to be on the podcast. Then
tell me he has to defend himself in gladiatorial combat.
Yeah.
Anonymous asks, What's your opinion on the gachapon style of game design that's started to come over to multiplayer games over the past few years, like Mass Effect 3, Overwatch-style loot crates? Personally, I find them to be a very shallow microtransaction grab, especially in wake of the Overwatch Summer Games event, though it can be fun to be surprised.
See, I don't have a problem with that when it's done right.
Yeah.
Like the normal Overwatch. Like the how it usually works in Overwatch. I don't remember exactly how it worked in Mass Effect 3, but like how it normally is in Overwatch is basically just like, oh, when you level up, you get a crate, and then you'll randomly get some items or a skin or whatever. Like that's normal. And then you can also get some currency, and you can use that to buy things that you really really want, or you could spend money to get more currency and buy that specific thing. The problem, especially that this Anon has pointed out, was that Overwatch Summer Games thing, where they had specific limited time gear and skins, and the only way you can get it was from the crates.
Yep.
And you couldn't even buy them with the currency. And that's a problem.
Yeah, I never have a problem with anything that's cosmetic.
Yeah, exactly.
I never have. Yeah, and I never have a problem with anything that you can earn by playing the game. But anything that affects gameplay and anything like what you just described in Overwatch, John, is just like that's just too much. Like it's clearly a cash grab, and I don't like that stuff. I get why Overwatch would do that, because I assume that that's like a Hearthstone where that game isn't just going to be a game for the next year. They're probably going to try to support it for years to come, and the only way to keep that supported is to make money. You don't make enough money off of initial sales. Like, you just don't, not for that long of a tail. So,
well, I mean, here's the thing: is like I can understand adding more things, and the microtransaction bit is fine when there is still the option of very slowly, but eventually playing the game enough to either save up enough currency or randomly get the item that you want. But
this is actually surprising. I've been playing some of the Pokemon trading card game app/program thing.
Yeah.
And it's just free. And when you start it, it gives you a bunch of cards, and it's all digital. And then you can either play like through a series of trainer battles, like just AI, or you can play online. And when you play online, you can choose from the theme decks it gives you, and it restricts what your opponent chooses. So they can't come in with like a super powerful custom deck unless you are playing in that area or playing in that mode.
Right.
And it is very easy to just earn packs or earn their currency that gives you, that you can then buy packs with. So like it rewards you by playing the game you should already like. And I never feel like, man, I'm just like Hearthstone. I always felt like I'm just playing to get the thing, so I can get this, so I can get to the next part that should be fun. With Pokemon, it's just like, I don't know, I play 2 or 3 times, and I am closer. I'm just like, I'm pretty close to getting a new pack done. And it also has the added benefit of when you buy outside packs, you get to scan those in.
Yeah.
And I've been buying a lot of outside packs.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, really, all it is it's fine as long as it doesn't constrain you in any way. Because like I saw some dude on Reddit was like, I wanted this specific skin, and I mean, this dude's fucking crazy because he shouldn't have done this, but he was like, I wanted the specific skin, but because they wouldn't let me just buy the skin, I ended up buying like 700 loot crates and never got it. And
don't do that.
Fucking moron.
Yeah, no.
Don't do that. Like, that's what they want. Don't. And it kind of goes into what we were just talking about. If it's something you don't like, don't buy into it.
Don't interact with it. Yeah.
Yeah, or even like just stick to the free thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with someone finding the cosmetic thing, and it's just money versus time. Like, they don't have the time to do it, so they're going to spend the money. And that's their value proposition. For me, who has neither time nor money, I just don't play Hearthstone, because I don't have either. So I can't invest either into it, and it's just how it works.
It's all fine. Yeah. Whatever you want to do.
Personally, I played
next question.
Go ahead. Next question. Sorry.
Personally, I played like 3. I got like 3 of the summer loot boxes, and I didn't play like any more than that. And I got the exotic tracer skin and the McCree American flag one. So
nice.
That was extremely lucky for someone who only played 1 day of that. So everyone get jealous.
Questions, so let's burn through them before this is more than 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
Horngal writes in to ask, if you were playing a tabletop-style game a la D&D, what type of setting would you love? Sci-fi? Fantasy? Anachronistic sci-fi fantasy? I've only ever played Star Wars tabletop in D&D, but I have, and I forget what it's called, it's based on the D&D rules, and I think it's sold by Wizards of the Coast, but it is a post-apocalyptic, like, mutant sci-fi setting tabletop box, and I've always wanted to play it because that intrigues me the most out of anything. Ryan, I know you like tabletop stuff. What is your setting of choice?
Well, normally I play Dungeons and Dragons, so it tends to be more of kind of like a fantasy setting. I've always wanted to do stuff that was like a sci-fi RPG, though. I've always wanted to play a tabletop game of Paranoia, which you can find the rule books online for, but they're impossible to find in person because they're so rare and so expensive. But that's like kind of like a comedic take on like 1984 and that sort of dystopian sci-fi stuff. And I'd really like to play something like that. But I'm good with whatever. Honestly, I'll try any sort of tabletop setting because I think they can all be pretty cool. So
yeah, Scott.
Personally, like I don't play a lot of tabletops, so I wanna like whenever I get the chance to play one, I just kind of like jump on it. But I think my ideal like setting of choice would be like totally modern day, except like stuff like Medusas exist for some reason. Yeah, just like weird stuff like that would be really cool. There's also a really good wrestling tabletop game that I was just about to look up, but I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
If you do, let me know, because that sounds great.
I totally will.
So.
Yeah.
John?
Big motherfucking crab truckers.
Hell yeah.
Oh, right, I got it. It's the Worldwide Wrestling RPG. It's nice. A dungeon world hack. It's real cool.
We should look that up after the podcast because I'm interested. The next question none of us have to answer because Rose already answered for us. Anonymous asks, following the nerfs that are soon to be implemented into Overwatch and are already in the PRT, who do you think the most powerful hero is? Rose writes in to say that she hates Hanzo and he should be removed from the game. Final question comes in from Shoeless, and this will wrap everything up. You can remember, if you'd like, you can send questions to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com, or you can go over to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask, because Shoeless is going to wrap us up here, asking us, which kung fu would you like to do?
The Kung Fu Hustle.
That's it. That's it for
kung fu fighting.
That's it for questions.
God, that song is so good.
We're close to 2 hours. Let's please end.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to fucking say that was a good song. Get off my back. Jesus Christ.
Let's talk about the Kung Fu song for
let's
5
do
minutes.
that. I think we should.
Let's not.
Jesus Christ.
What's happening next week?
I'll tell you what's happening next week.
Oh, fuck.
I won't be here.
Look. I'm just gonna remind you again, next week is gonna be a very special episode where we are going to be doing the sequel to episode 69. A year and change later. You're wiser, you're stronger.
Nope.
I'm
none of those things.
Oh yeah.
We are definitely not going to answer your questions in any legitimate way, but we're going to try our best to have fun with it.
Yeah.
So please send in your love, sex, and relationship questions to video game.
Don't include any personal information. Don't include any names. Don't include anything you wouldn't like to be read aloud, and don't include anything you want read aloud and then uploaded to the internet where other people will read it.
Yes.
Yes, please think of that.
This is where Anonymous is strongly suggested.
Or let us know for sure if you would like to be anonymous or not.
Yes. videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask.
Or podcast at videogamechoochoo.
Or podcast at videogamechoochoo.com.
If you like the email.
Yes. That'll be episode 69 too. The squeakquel.
There will be a panel of experts.
Oh, yeah.
Sexperts.
We are definitely neither of those things. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Bunch of idiots. End this podcast. End this torture.
Yeah,
Give me the sweet release, please.
Yeah, just go check out the site. Like I said, got that KOF review, got that No Man's Sky review, that controversial No Man's Sky review.
Not really.
But Niall backed it up well, so go read it, go check it out, go yell at him if you feel like it. It'll be all good.
Be nice.
We got plenty more reviews in the works. It's time. Madden came out, so it's time. We're getting to it. So stay on the site.
Living in a post-Madden world.
We definitely are, and we'll be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast.